everyone, Nashia Johnson here today with HD Christian Family Counseling to talk to you about a very serious subject, something that's very sensitive to a lot of people that we don't typically hear about or talk about openly. We're going to talk today about suicide prevention, and I know that's not the happiest of topics, but the truth is every day there are people struggling so deeply and so emotionally that they feel this is the only way to end that suffering and to end that pain. And I know certain TV shows and things that we watch on TV can sometimes glorify this and make it seem like it's an option. It can also make it seem like once a person has decided that this is what they are going to do, that there are no other options, that they're going to follow through no matter what. But the truth is, suicide is totally preventable. It is not a done deal. Most people who are struggling with this have some major form of depression, anxiety, just issues that are overwhelming them, and they are unsure of what to do anymore. But more than anything, more than wanting to end their life, they want to end the pain and the suffering that they're experiencing. And sometimes all that takes is having another person say, I hear you, I understand you, let me connect you to some support and to some help. 9 times out of 10, they want help, they just don't know how to get it. And it's a terrible moment for a friend or a family member or a coworker to hear that someone has taken their own life. It can be so overwhelming and seem so meaningless, but I want you to try to understand the pain and the emotional suffering that that person must be going through. I know a lot of people think that if you're suicidal, you must be able to see it so severely every single day, but many people suffer with severe mental illness issues, and they're able to function the same way somebody might be a functioning alcoholic. They can go to work, they can pick their kids up from school, they can cook, and they can clean. Many people are very good at putting on that smile and working hard and doing everything that they can to function, but on the inside it feels as if they are breaking apart. And I know that seems like, well, how are we supposed to know when somebody is struggling with this? Well, the truth is, oftentimes they have said or done something to let us know that things are starting to overwhelm them to the point that they become hopeless. You know, these are people who start talking about that they can't think of what their future will look like, that they can't imagine their life in a year or 5 years. They don't talk about the future anymore. They start talking about how sad and meaningless life is and what's the point in living. And sometimes I feel like I just never was born. And these are key phrases that I want you to listen out for. You know, oftentimes they are crying out for help, they're crying out for support, and we love them so much that sometimes, without even realizing it, we can dismiss or minimize the pain that they're in. You know, oftentimes a person with major depression has the most horrible time seeing the positives about themselves, seeing the good things about themselves. And we will tell them something like, oh, just do something fun, or don't think about it, or be happy. But the truth is, that's the hardest thing to tell someone with a major emotional issue to do. Many of us can get away on a vacation and totally disconnect from the world. We can go hang out with our friends or watch a movie, and our whole minds, our attitudes will change. Unfortunately, for a person who is suicidal and maybe struggling with some form of mental health issue, you can't outrun your mind. You can't take a vacation from your thoughts or your feelings or your emotions. And so for them, it's a constant battle against themselves, within themselves, that they can't run away from. So if you have noticed these types of things in anybody that you love or that you know, that they're maybe isolating more than they used to, they don't want to hang out anymore, they're crying for no reason, they are talking as if the world is coming to an end. You know, I'm not going to plan for the future. What's the point? You never know what's going to happen. They are talking about themselves as if the world would be better if they weren't here. I don't want you to feel like it's your responsibility to save anyone or to fix any of their problems. But what you can do is listen, is pay attention, is say, hey, what's going on with you? I'm noticing that you don't sound okay. Sometimes that's all that person needs to hear, to share, hey, I'm not all right, but I don't know what to do. We have some amazing resources in the United States to be able to support people and get them the help that they need. One of which is the Suicide Lifeline. It's a toll-free 24/7 number that a person who is struggling with suicide can call. They can talk to someone. They can get some help. And in that moment when they absolutely need someone to talk to, there is someone to talk to. That phone number is 800-273-TALK. That's 1-800-273-8255. Their website is suicidepreventionlifeline.org. Please share those resources with people. If you are worried about a loved one, contact that website and look at the information that they provide. If you are concerned that a person that you love or care about is struggling with mental health or emotional issues, we have a wonderful agency in this country called NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness, and they just have amazing resources for families, for friends, and for people who think they may be struggling with those issues. So please look them up, NAMI.org, and you can get some wonderful information off there. If you want to connect yourself or someone you care about to a mental health professional to help them get through these issues, because oftentimes once we hit the point of it's time to bring in suicide prevention, we want to connect someone to a trained professional who knows what they're doing. Call 211 if you're in California. Reach out to your local mental health agency and they can connect you to some wonderful resources. I thank you for listening, for paying attention. I really pray that no one ever has to deal with the loss of a loved one or a friend or a colleague to suicide. But if you do notice anything, please speak out. Please make yourself available to pass on these resources to those persons. And I pray that you have a wonderful day and a blessed week, and that you are strengthened and know that you are not alone, and that you reach out for help if you need it. Have a blessed day, and I will talk to you soon.